6 of the 10 Six Nations matches that he has refereed, but they've just got to work with him tonight.
Here we go. The world champions in town, Ireland, and Devin Toner. Brilliant first touch for him, as I say, picked after a brilliant performance off the bench last weekend.
No, still in.
And that'll do his confidence and nerves a world of good. Catch that first time ball in the contest in the air. Fair contest as Wayne Barnes and New Zealand to come back with the ball. Dummy from Barrett there is tackled well by Stander and by James Ryan. As New Zealand settle on the halfway line. First touch for Franks. Tackled by Johnny Sexton and Devin Toner. And Smith goes left. This is Taylor. The Crusaders hooker just getting over the halfway line. Ireland very straight and up very quickly as well. Barrett launches the Gary Owen. Stockdale underneath it. Stockdale rises high, but Rob Kearney is in the perfect place at the perfect time to gather the spill ball. It did go backwards, and Ireland came charging forward through CJ Stander.
Okay, pulled off his feet. Just hold.
Sexton in behind to Ringrose. There from Marmion. Sexton again calling for numbers to come into that Irish line and give him options out wide.
Ball is still in.
Clear instructions from Wayne Barnes there. Marmion, a little bit slow again. Pressure came right down from Metallic. This one's going to stay in play. What a good kick, and Stockdale puts the tackle in on Barrett. Should be there for Smith to use. Whitelock. Brought down by Van der Fleer. Smith once more. And the crossfield kick is from McKenzie. And a bad looking ball as well. Awkward one for Keith Earls. It just sits up in time for him. Earls returns the favour. It's going to fall nicely though. The pass is stats. A player of his quality. And for Smith. Launches the Gary Owen. Kearney's calling for it. Rob Kearney comes for it. There seems to be confusion there between Kieran Marmion and Rob Kearney.
Okay, that's enough.
Barrett, little dink over the top. Keith Earls has to turn and chase. Rob Kearney coming across. Where's this one going to bounce? Kearney can only go into touch with it. Really good kick.
Yeah, both teams really testing each other out with their kicking game. That's twice Damien McKenzie, who's played a lot of rugby as an out half. He's coming in as a second receiver. A lot of aerial collisions already. McKenzie up to the first one. Bowden Barrett also tested, but New Zealand now in a very strong position. 15 metres out. Their line out imperious last week.
It was on their own throw, and equally 3 steals in horrendous conditions at Twickenham. So we're looking to set a platform here as Cody Taylor listens for the instructions, struggling to hear with the roar of the Irish crowd. And we go to the front. Play from Squire to Zavea. And a bad pass to Crotty, carries it to the 5 metre line. New Zealand first real attack. Went down quickly though and through the legs of Aaron Smith, and look at the pressure there from Van der Fleer. Rory Best in on top of it as well. New Zealand desperately trying to recycle the ball.
Just hold.
Options all short here. It is Squire who takes it. 23rd cap for the Highlanders. Back row forward. New Zealand piling through. Artie Survey in the thick of things, and the Metallic looking to put his hands on this ball. Little pop pass again. Reid, the captain, tackled by Healy. Does his best to hold him.
Where you come.
What a start to the game. Collisions already inside the first 4 minutes. Whitelock brought down by Sexton, who's shoved out of the way. Good Hugh. Makes it to the 5 metre line and just over. Standers in on the ball. He's allowed to play it now. He's told to leave it. Just came down. Reid. Again Van der Fleer and Healy. He's got to run away. He took it and knocked to the back of the neck as well. McKenzie. First time tackles, no problem for Ireland so far. McKee told to leave it. Smith to Reid. Again, Cian Healy back on his feet to make the tackle. That's 4 tackles in the space of about 90 seconds from Healy. Another big hit. New Zealand pounding away.
You're not on the
Ireland
ball.
so far have not taken a backward step.
Good work.
Stander in over top, it's so Van der Fleer. It should be a penalty. It is a penalty. And what about the work from the crowd down the line?
Absolutely outstanding. CJ Stander, Gary Ringrose, Josh Van der Fleer, all putting their bodies on the line. Massive carries from New Zealand. You saw a different emphasis off the line out. They didn't look to drive initially. They came around the back, shifted the point of attack, but that is a massive psychological boost for Ireland. Solid in defence, waited for their moment to pounce. Josh van der Flier, brilliant turnover.
New Zealand throwing the kitchen sink and Ireland swallowing everything they had to throw in that first 4 minutes or so. CJ Stander, Josh van der Flier, Cian Healy as well, to a man, brilliant in defence.
Yeah, James Ryan again there, but look at van der Flier. He waited his moment, allowed Ryan to make the tackle and then got in. That's brilliant work. But again, we spoke about the physicality before the game. You can see New Zealand, every carry, they're hitting Irishmen with venom.
This is an area that Ireland have to get right. First one goes exactly according to plan. Sexton a little dummy, not a bad one as well. Across comes Arlie Savea to make the tackle there for Marmion. Ireland with possession. Bundy Aki, 12 on 12, hit hard by Ryan Crotty and driven back. Stander. Sexton. Ringrose back in the team. Good to see over that injury that kept him out of the Argentina match. Robbie Henshaw obviously still not fit enough to play. Ball in behind to Sexton from Stander, and here's Bundy Aki. He's got three outside, and one of them is Peter O'Mahony trying to break through the gap. Over the halfway line he goes. New Zealand up really quickly. Look at the carry from James Ryan, back on his feet as well. Ireland inside the New Zealand half for the first time really, with ball in hand. Best trying to go on the outside. Need support. And Marmion is there. Sexton. Stander. Stander tackled by Owen Franks, and then Kieran Marmion gets there to give the pass away.
Backwards.
Manny picks up the loose ball. Backwards says Wayne Barnes. No problem with that. But then they just have to reset here. James Ryan again trying to fend. Not a bad handoff to Inu Karafe, and then a penalty to Ireland.
Brody Rhetoric offside, but they're brilliant carries from Ireland. CJ Stander has gone through a mountain of work, and we're only 7 minutes into the game. Likewise James Ryan. It's a very good recycle from Ireland. It's enabling them to shift the ball away from the breakdown. New Zealand are trying to smother Ireland in midfield, but there has been one or two chinks. Lovely line from Johnny Sexton, just getting in behind, but a really positive start from Ireland.
Here's James Ryan again.
Yeah, we saw him last week. I mean, he made a monumental amount of carries at a time when Ireland were struggling. You just see Rhetoric. He wasn't behind the hindmost foot. Exactly what cost England the game last week when Courtney Laws had his try disallowed.
So Rory Best, 1 from 1 in the line out so far. Devon Toner calling it. Goes to the back, and O'Mahony rises highest to claim. Bundy Aki over that 22-metre line. What a tackle from Barrett though, just to hold him up and slow that ball down for a half second. Here's Cian Healy. Marmion once more. O'Mahony carries and tackled by Kieran Reid. Ireland at the 22. First real attacking opportunity inside the opening 10 minutes here. Switch is lovely with Ringrose, lovely. Josh van der Flier to Keith Earls, dancing feet. Keith Earls still on his feet. Ireland 5 metres from the New Zealand line now. Marmion. Furlong. Tackled by Reid, who's got to get out of there quickly. Just a little bit slow. Coming back to the scrum half. Bundy Aki with a switch with Rob Kearney. And he's brought to ground. Can Ireland get over from here? James Ryan. Savea puts him down. Reid is in an offside position, surely. He was in from the side. Penalty advantage. Ireland have a penalty. Very kickable for 3 points, but they got a free shot to put 5 on the board here. Bundy Aki to O'Mahony. Marmion going again. Still advantage being played. Cian Healy trying to sidestep his opposite number, and Inu Karafe puts him down.
He's legal.
We'll go back for the penalty. Clear offside against Kieran Reid.
Yeah, and New Zealand defensively put under pressure. Ireland knowing that, and that's what Ireland do so well. Last week in that opposition 22, a couple of uncharacteristic handling errors, but you can see the patient build up. Very good ball placement, sweeping it out wide. We've seen it before. New Zealand, they're quite happy to give away penalties in these areas. They don't always get punished as they should, but last week we saw Johnny Sexton kick to the corner. This week you take every single point that's been offered.
Yeah, it's logged.
Robbie Henshaw sporting quite an unusual hat there, would you say?
Yeah,
that was in the locker room at home, have you?
Well, I can tell you, I'm quite sure he would love to be out on that field. You know, last week in that warm-up, pulling a hamstring, a disaster for him. But Aki and Gary Ringrose have started well.
So Jonathan Sexton then, 727 points in an Ireland jersey. This for a 3-0 lead. He doesn't miss those ones.
No, and that's exactly what Ireland needed to do. Control possession. Just see here, Peter O'Mahony flying through the air. Great ball off the top, shifting the point of attack. Bundy Aki, he wants to run at Bowden Barrett. Barrett is a good defender, but you want to pull in there 10. Pull in, and Van der Fleer has really been alive. Good connection there with Keith Earls, dancing feet, putting Ireland in that position.
You mentioned last week against Argentina that it was noticeable as far as you were concerned that with Devon Toner not on the pitch, the calls weren't as crisp in the line-out. He has taken charge of the line-out so far and called everything. Yeah,
he has, and they've been absolutely on the money, and you have to do that against a quality line-out like this.
So Ireland's claiming that restart. 3 points on the board. Cian Healy. Ball of muscle.
That's outside!
Marmion steady himself for the kick here, but outside the 22 is Wayne Barnes called. Again, Barrett comes for this one. Had time. O'Mahony doing his best to rip it out of his hands. Ball in behind to Mackenzie, standing at first receiver. Little step inside from Crotty.
Too long!
Crotty and Goodhue, of course, playing the club rugby for the Crusaders together, so they know each other's game inside out as Ben Smith takes the tackle from Van der Fleer, pumps the legs and gets over that gain line. Here's Mackenzie, not the biggest, in fact the smallest on the pitch at 5'9", but
don't go in the side, fellas.
Deceptively strong for his size. Barrett, Vitalik in behind to Crotty. Better handoff from Taylor was a good one. New Zealand using that left-hand side again. Barrett trying to slip through. Cian Healy couldn't quite grab him. Squire into Toner and Stander. Quick ball for Smith, much quicker ball for New Zealand. Mackenzie back inside to Barrett. Van der Fleer makes another tackle. CJ Stander cleared out of it, and Vitalik comes charging forward, almost at the 22. Smith once more. Mackenzie, Smith, Ben Smith that is. Back to Aaron, and here's Ardi Savea. Aki trying to wrestle the ball free, told to leave it. Mackenzie to Barrett. Barrett so quick, gets the pass away. And again Sexton swallowing hold and managing to hold on to the ball. Told to leave it. And does just enough to roll away in time. Mackenzie, quick hands, beautiful on the outside to Ioane. 12 phase for New Zealand coming up.
No!
Earls told to leave it. Squire, Van der Fleer. Tackle count is through the roof already. Barrett calling for it. Vitalik. 4 on 4. Devon Toner, what a hit that was. Ball squirts loose, it's out, and it's picked up. And only have a chance to go here. Quick hands. Aki. What a hit that was from Devon Toner. Furlong. Tackled by Salvea.
Advantage.
Penalty advantage to Ireland. Well, New Zealand throwing everything at Ireland, Donald, but Ireland holding firm.
Well, they're not yielding an inch. Devon Toner absolutely smashed Brodie Retallick, 6'8", 19.5 stone. He just fell on the ground like a bag of spuds. And or 6'11" Tower, you just see it here. Wraps his arms, drags him back. Retallick felt that. Ball goes loose. And tight Furlong, sharp as a nail. And oh, what a hit from Devon Toner. And these are the game-defining moments. You must let the opposition know that you're there. You're not willing to take a backward step, and that's what each and every Irish player has done. Look at the follow-through from James Ryan, hitting him low. Absolutely outstanding as Dan Levy. Again, quite sure he'd love to be out there, but, you know, having had a brilliant 42 minutes off the bench last week, it's tough when you see action like this. the Ireland's back row, Peter O'Mahony, CJ Stander, Josh van der Fleer, they've all had massive moments in this game, and we're less than 14 minutes into the match.
But in terms of a statement, Donald, in this game, and the way that Ireland defended that first New Zealand attack, defended that second attack there, I mean, Brodie Retallick was highlighted, only 3 defeats in his 73-cap career. To hit the talisman, the main operator in that New Zealand pack, and drive him back like that is a huge statement.
Yeah, it is. It's the old hammer the hammer saying, you go after the big players, you smash them on their backside. And Retallick, he's an outstanding player. There was one cameo in that build-up where he was the playmaker in midfield. He held the pass and picked the right option and putting Cody Taylor through a hole. That's what makes him the brilliant player that he is.
Rory Best, this time to Devon Toner, and back to Stander. Ireland get ball off the top. And here's Ringrose off to Van der Fleer. One hand holding him from Mackenzie, just about held on to the back of his jersey, otherwise he was away. Sexton looking to put O'Mahony and then Bundyaki. Sexton was a decoy runner on that occasion, and here he is again. Stockdale, little dummy back inside. Tackled by Retallick at the New Zealand 22-metre line now, and Rory Best has a carry. Sexton, Ringrose, little jink, had to go to ground, but crucially recycles possession. James Ryan, quick feet to change direction, can slip back inside and made sure he got over that gain line and keep the momentum for Ireland going. Rory Best, dummy, burst his way through and went forward, handling air, and this is where they're dangerous. Ben Smith, chip and chase, now look at the pace here. Goodhue after it, Stockdale turning, needs a bit of help. Jacob Stockdale doesn't want to get isolated here. Ben Smith piling through, Rob Kearney in to help him, got to stay on his feet, and he did not do that. That's why the penalty comes. Rob Kearney went in off his feet, he had to help him.
But that's the problem when you play New Zealand. You put them under pressure, you keep them pinned back. Then one simple turnover and they will go immediately. They turn defence into attack on the flick of an eye. And, you know, that is the problem. That's why you have to take every single point when it comes. And we see a debate here now. Captain Kieran Reid and Beauden Barrett, kick or line out.
He's going for the post.
He's going for the post. And that, I think that's a tribute to Ireland. They know defensively Ireland have been so strong. You see Stockdale struggling to get back. Great chase from Jack Goodhue. Damien McKenzie up and beyond the ball. And because Rob Kearney was isolated, he didn't release.
Shot out the back, but make sure you don't get
Beauden Barrett, of course, he's had his
inside
issues
wide.
with place kicking during the Rugby Championship, but finished on a high in the last two games after issues that he had in the defeat to South Africa in
I don't want a
Wellington.
free kick, it's just one of those things, so please, on the outside.
Steve Hansen looking on. Beauden Barrett, 106 test points in 2018, the most of any player in the Tier 1 nation so far. Only Barrett and Andre Pollard have reached 100 points for 2018, but this is not an easy one, and it's his first one. Right footed kick, that one drilled between the posts, and that is a really good start for Beauden Barrett off the tee.
Well, it never wavered, 2 steps back, one crisp swing of the boot right between the posts. And normally with Barrett, once he gets the first one, the Raider stays in for the night, so Ireland are on notice.
So far, Donald, in 17 minutes of rugby, there have been 103 tackles.
That is unbelievable, and that's what's going to take the cost as the game goes on. You know, when you get into that final 20, making that amount of tackles is it takes a toll.
So Sexton to restart. Let's see where he goes. Straight down the gut. Mackenzie turning into a lifter here, and really good job to get Kieran Reid up there. As I mentioned, like, he's not the biggest guy, but he knew straight away what his duty was there. Let his captain go up, claim the restart as Barrett forced onto his left boot there. Keith Earls, little dink over the top. Now where's this one going to bounce? New Zealand coming for it. Will they claim it just about? Mackenzie gets the pass away to Barrett. Barrett grubber kick in along the ground. This one going to find touch inside the Irish 22. Beautifully judged kick.
Yeah, and again, people say New Zealand don't kick the ball. They kick a lot of ball. They kick for position. That was really good play. Mackenzie has been tested. Keith Earls, for some reason, New Zealand seemed to be putting the ball in behind him. It was a good kick from Earls initially, but the chase just a fraction off. Mackenzie popping it off to Barrett, and New Zealand are quite happy to go for field position.
Irish throw. Back to Toner. Again, flawless from the Irish. in the line out. Rory Best secures it. Maul called by the referee. New Zealand get an initial shove here. We've played almost 20 minutes. Where's the time gone? We haven't had a try yet. It's been a fascinating battle so far. Stockdale getting off, can't hold it. It went forward off his hands, so advantage for the knock-on.
Ball still live.
Option, Barzi.
Kieran, you could have a scrum or a line. It's a scrum on the 5, fellas.
New Zealand opted for the scrum, which is interesting.
Well, it's
I fancy a cut in the back line here.
Is it the first scrum of the game? I think it is. Almost just over 19 minutes. Jacob Stockdale just hung back a little bit. You've got to commit yourself in the air to those.
Okay, stability at every stage.
You know, we saw Ireland, their scrum really was the difference between winning and losing last week, the foundation for 3 tries. But this, I would say, a battle of equals. New Zealand, the best scrum in the Southern Hemisphere by a country mile.
Tuinu Kuafe, Taylor and Franks against Cian Healy, Rory Best and Ty Furlong. Let's see how the first scrum of the game goes.
Binds. Yeah, fellas, you promised me both beforehand we were going to have that space. Let's make sure that that balance is there, please.
You didn't believe that, Wayne Barnes, did you? We promised you.
Sides.
Pinky swear. Tuinu Kuafe was completely out of favour a year ago, Donald. He ballooned up to 170 kilos, which is 26.5 stone, ordered by his doctor to lose weight. He had no contract in the Super Rugby at the start of the season, but then all of the Chiefs contracted props went out injured. He got a chance. He's taken it with both hands. He's now in all black.
He's had a remarkable season. I mean, Joe Moody is still their first choice loosehead, but he's had a load of injuries. And Tuinu Kuafe, he's gone from a nightclub bouncer to England or to New Zealand's first choice loosehead.
It's quite a story. There's a lesson there as New Zealand win the scrum, and then a big tackle from Bundy Aki on his opposite number, and Ryan Crotty straight into the midriff. Managed to recycle though. On they go again. There for Aaron Smith. Squire, tackled by Van der Fleer.
Off legs, nothing clear. Any clear knock on,
A
anyone?
little bit slower than New Zealand would have liked. The grubber kick attempt from Barrett, but read by Ireland, and then it come back. Should have been possession.
Knock on from Green, no?
But it went forward according to Wayne Barnes, so advantage being played to New Zealand. Retallick runs into O'Mahony and Best.
Okay, no, it's fine.
And Smith, McKenzie, Savea, quick hands. Crotty.
Advantage is over from the knock-on.
Advantage now over, says Wayne Barnes. McKenzie again standing first receiver, and Barrett, we know how quick he is, but he can't hold that ball, and a chance here to go. Furlong out to O'Mahony, and a chance here for Carney to try and wrestle away from contact to just take the tackle. There's a bit of room outside him, but one of the Irish players were on that side. They weren't expecting the ball to come back. That tackle was high, surely. Ireland, penalty Ireland.
Oh, superb hands again from Ireland. A seatbelt tackle on CJ Stander. I think it was Sam Whitelock. But New Zealand, Ireland are showing New Zealand are no different to any other side. If you put them under pressure, they will make mistakes, and that is exactly what is happening. And Ireland are benefiting from those mistakes. The crowd are going ballistic. I think it was a penalty without question, but I don't think any more than that. But again, Ireland, every single option they're taking is bang on the money. Execution, in comparison to last week against Argentina,
chalk and cheese, Donald.
Miles ahead.
Sexton, what a kick that is. What a kick that is. Biggest play right on the 22-metre line.
Yeah, you just see CJ Stander stepping in there. It is a wraparound. It's actually Liam Squire, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Squire, yeah.
Squire,
yours, mate.
that's clearly around the neck.
I mean, look,
Yeah, okay, I'll give it
new directives and all that. I mean, you could make a case for a yellow card there.
Ireland, just a metre, please.
Every time you see these incidents now, there seems to be a different outcome. I mean, you have to get some level of consistency in this decision making.
Black closing.
Rory Best then to throw. O'Mahony, another safe pair of hands, and did well there. That was clear, deliberate obstruction. Advantage being played. I mean, we're talking about New Zealand knowing where the line is. I mean, they've been over the line, Donald, on a few occasions in the first 23 minutes here, and that was pretty cynical.
Well, this is what they do. They are a cynical side. Once you get into that attacking zone, they're not afraid to give away that lazy runners. They know. Sexton, Ireland feel the momentum. They feel, and the crowd have a part to play in this because the players can sense this. Look at the reaction of the crowd from that kick into the corner.
Don't step in the gap.
Just see here, Peter O'Mahony.
Okay.
Decided on the ground.
Yeah, you can't interfere with a player on the ground.
What a bullet of a kick from Johnny Sexton into the corner. They won't have a better chance. 5 metres out, the line out has functioned perfectly.
Well, 5 out of 5 so far.
6 out of 6 make it. Devon Toner. Ireland trying to set them all. Test out the New Zealand pack defence. Kieran Marmion listening to Wayne Barnes there. At the back with Rory Best again. Ireland trying to twist around and find a soft spot in New Zealand pack. They're creeping their way forward and they still have it comfortably in control. Marmion now looking for instructions. Bundy Aki scored against Argentina from a similar position, other side of the post. He's held short here, queuing up. CJ Stander bursting into contact. Stander! Can he get that ball down?
Clearly held up.
He's been held up. 5 metre scrum.
Clearly held up according to Wayne Barnes. But look at the job here done by Cian Healy.
That's all right, we're okay.
CJ Stander taking it into contact.
Outside scrum, attacking ball.
Just couldn't turn himself around, but Cian Healy latched onto him immediately. He knew exactly where the ball was going. Again, getting the basics right. Devon Toner soaring into the air.
New Zealand knew what was coming. They didn't even contest that line out.
Well, just decided to keep their resources on the ground.
Okay, we'll deal with it.
Inching ahead there.
Okay, we'll scrum. Rory, ready to scrum?
But just look at Healy.
Okay.
Latches on straight away. The power in behind him. Tight furlong coming in.
Last scrum showed that space could be there.
Unfortunately, just couldn't ground the ball.
Please.
In fairness to Barnes, he was in a very good position. Didn't need to go upstairs. But Ireland
Ferris mentioned it before. Cian Healy legs like a couple of oak trees out there. He's so strong, though.
But again, Ireland in a brilliant position here now. Scrum right in front of the post. Options left and right.
It's okay, your men aren't there either.
Rob Kearney wanted to go left.
Good.
Bundy Aki wants a crack. The forwards want to take him on in the front row.
Thank you.
So many options here. What a game we're having.
It has not disappointed so far.
Same stability, same
and we're only at 3 points apiece after 25 minutes of play. Ireland leading the way on the statistics so far. 50-50 possession, incidentally. But this is a huge chance.
Bind. Set.
The feed from Marmion. The control at the back from Stander, and the nudge now from the Irish front row. Onwards they go, and they've got the penalty. Stander picks it off the base. It's a shot to nothing here. It's a free go at the New Zealand try line. What can they manage? Sexton, is he trying the little dink? He is. Kearney, was he hit off the ball? Where's that bouncing? Kearney's got it down.
I think he carried that ball over.
Was it a try? It's a nod from Rob Kearney. We're going to go to the officials.
Well, I have to be honest, my first impression is that he scored it.
Let's listen.
On-field decision is a try, but we have to check if there is knock on before.
Yeah, I want to check as well whether there's clear contact in the air on the man in the air, and then want to check whether there's a knock on. But on-field decision is try.
Matthew Arnall says that's a try as far as he's concerned.
Yes.
We're playing advantage from a scrum.
Yeah.
Kieran, okay, Kieran, we're already looking at it. On-field decision is a try. We are playing an advantage from a scrum penalty, but on-field decision try, please.
Yeah. And we're checking
contact in the air, whether there's a push, and then we're checking did he ground it or
So
not.
here we are. Rob Kearney, if anything, seemed to be slightly impeded there.
Well, there was a push on Kearney. The ball comes back to Kearney. That's a try.
It's on the line. On the line is good. Was there contact here from Kearney? His eyes are on the ball. His eyes are on the ball.
Now we're just looking about that grounding and whether or not there is a knock-on from green 15.
Okay.
Clearly black off black.
No, did he knock on?
That's not gone forward yet.
Try.
That's a try.
So we need the far side.
Yeah.
Let's just
Coming
watch.
now, and you're happy he's on the floor, not regathered feet.
Yeah, we're happy.
Oh, did he drop it?
That is lost forward just
He
before
dropped
I'm
it.
looking
He
at.
dropped it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're seeing that.
Okay.
as
I'm coming back to you now.
Spoke too
thank
soon.
you.
Well, that angle certainly
Barnsley,
showed
there is
he had
a
lost
clear
control.
Lost forward by green 15.
Yeah, so
just
we're going
before
back
the
for
ground.
the
Go back for the penalty, though, so Ireland
from the penalty.
Still attacking that New
That's
Zealand
right.
line.
Back we go. Penalty. Scrum.
Well, the decision in relation to the grounding is correct. To be fair to the TMO, Rowan Kitt, he did lose possession, unfortunately. Just
A game of
centimetres.
inches down at this level.
Yeah, but again, look, psychological
You're right in front of
advantage
us.
this time from the scrum. Ireland are winning all the small battles.
And Rob Kearney, how he would have loved on his 87 cap. But look,
Oh, that's
It's a shot
penalty, a bit different.
in front of the
but
post. It's
I know
guaranteed
that.
3 points for Johnny Sexton, and Ireland should go back in front here.
We
3
did
points
look
on
at
the board.
push, we were happy, it was just a bit of contact, okay?
Ireland 6, New Zealand 3.
Yeah, but certain points, you know, you fight for every single point. A brilliant chip there from Johnny Sexton. He knew he had the advantage. Rob Kearney did everything he could. In fairness, with the ball bobbling around like that, it was always going to be difficult to control. Just that slight second where he lost it. Oh, but oh so close.
13 minutes to go in the first half. New Zealand again restart. Keith Earl's beautiful take, and even better feet to get out of the way of the first tackler.
Has the team ever had to work harder for a 3-point lead?
I can't remember if they had. Again, Mackenzie calls for that ball. The quick feet that we know he has. Trying to go through CJ Stander. Good luck doing that. Pick from Retallick. Tackled by Ryan. Toner in again, making a nuisance of himself. Smith didn't want Owen Franks in the way, and instead decides to hit Ben Smith, who did well. Barrett, Crotty, Mackenzie. Mackenzie tried to find.
Knock on Green in the tackle.
Rico Ioane.
Knock on by Gray.
Whitelock. And Ireland just fell asleep there for a second,
Knock
listening
on
to
by
Wayne
Gray,
Burns.
not by Black. Advantage is over.
Advantage now over for what was an Irish knock-on. Kieran Reid takes it, facing the wrong way, manages to hang on the ball. Gary Ringrose contesting.
No, it's a good counter.
Started switching off for that split second, and Whitelock making a few metres in the process. There from Smith again. Barrett wants the ball, flat pass, and again it's Squire who's asked to carry. 7th phase coming up. Options both sides now for the New Zealand scrum half. Barrett, Mackenzie, just gliding through and then accelerating into contact.
Vantage, never back on your feet. Vantage, never on
Ireland
your
give away
feet.
the penalty this time. Savea, it's right in front of the post as well.
Penalty advantage.
Well, drop goal. Barrett had one last weekend, his first ever drop goal. Has he got this one? He has, you know. There you go, 2 in the space of 2 weeks.
Well, it's an incredible option to take, given that he had the penalty anyway. You would have thought, look at the smile on his face.
My AR said
He was obliterated in New Zealand for not taking a drop goal at the end of the game that they lost against South Africa.
Yeah.
Almost to prove his critics wrong. He got his first one last week after 71 caps. And as I say, I just think it's a strange option, given that he had the penalty anyway. New Zealand would normally seek to keep the ball at hand, keep the attack going, but maybe it's a recognition of the pressure they're being put under.
Well, is that it? Roy smiled from then. I'm sure if he could have another go, he might consider a different option, but it's 6 points each, nothing to separate them after half an hour here at the Aviva Stadium. And what a test match we've had so far.
Not forward.
Only thing missing is a try. Rory Best gathers the loose ball. Advantage now over as James Ryan carries. Should be there for Marmion. Ireland want to quickly. Bundy Aki standing at first receiver, little dummy. And over he goes inside New Zealand 22. They're down to 14. One of the players, I think it's Squire, who's just slow to get back on his feet. Stander drops the shoulder into Owen Franks.
Second man now.
Healy, not his best pass, but picked up by Ringrose. Might be a little half gap. Sexton. Furlong, 2 to bring him down. The ball went out, but didn't go forwards. Sexton again. This pass to Rob Kearney. Tries the handoff on Ben Smith. 1-on-1. O'Mahony with the pass to Cian Heaney. Ireland again bashing, trying to get through, and Cian Heaney almost does. New Zealand contesting on the ground. Good clear out though. And ball there for James Ryan. Franks puts in the hit. Ireland searching for the game's first try. Rory Best in behind. He didn't even look where that ball went. It's another mistake by Best, and it's resulted in Ireland losing 10 metres there. He just threw it in behind him without having a look to check and see who was there. Sexton, O'Mahony, dropping the shoulder. Stander this time. Munster back row after Munster back row. Carries for Ireland, doesn't release on the ground.
Strong body position, clean out, didn't take place.
Artie Savea take a bow. What a brilliant turnover ball.
Well, that's textbook play from the New Zealand number 7. We saw Richie McCaw do it so many times in his illustrious career. Sam Kane after him. Kane is at home injured with a broken neck, so Ardi Sevilla getting his chance. But just that pop out the back from Rory Best.
Sorry.
You know, a couple of minutes ago we were talking about how Ireland's execution was just so accurate. One mistake against New Zealand and you're in trouble.
No worries, Doc.
Now, Liam Squire, the issue here, I think New Zealand will probably look to Scott Barrett, who's a second row by trade.
6 replacement, 19 on.
And Scott Barrett is coming in. Now, Hugh, let's go back to last week. Guido Petty, a second row playing in the back row. That's another line-out option. Now, to be fair to Barrett, brother of Bowden, he has played a lot of rugby in the back row, but he's primarily a second row. He's a really athletic guy. I think he's a better player than Squire, so
here we are then, fellas.
he may well improve New Zealand.
There were calls this week in the New Zealand media for him to start this game. Scotty Barrett, Crusaders back on 28th cap for him. And Squire, who picked up that knock in the last phase of play, we thought he was struggling.
Yeah, got it on the knee, and Scott Barrett, he came on as a sub, got his first cap against Ireland in that defeat in Chicago, scored a try a couple of minutes after he came on. There's not too many New Zealanders lose on their debut, but it hasn't set him back in any way. He's an outstanding player.
Okay, there's a middle.
Well, I wonder what Steve Hansen makes of the first 32 minutes or so. New Zealand been held firm by the Irish defence. They've just about held out when Ireland have had the ball inside the New Zealand 22.
That is once.
And incredibly, we've only had one scrum, Donal, and from that first set piece, it seemed like Ireland had the edge again. A high ball.
He regathered the ball.
Stockdale, what about Stockdale? Counted at the second attempt and then bursting through the gap. Marmion to Sexton. Ringrose had 3 outside him, but New Zealand just breaking up on the outside channel to prevent him getting the pass away. Furlong, another rampaging run from the Irish tight head. Sexton delayed it slightly, beautiful pass to Ringrose, lovely hands again to Stockdale, juggles with the ball but crucially hangs on and stays in field. Marmion there very quickly, Josh van der Fleer to Ryan, needs a bit of help from Stander. Reid over the ball, holding his body weight and then told to leave it by Wayne Barnes. Sexton back inside, dummies to Ringrose, and the tackle comes in from Crotty. A million miles an hour this test match. Fitness levels are going to have to play a part in the second half. 7th phase coming up. Ryan and another carry, and again runs into Tunia Koafe and makes a few metres as well. Best to Furlong, shoved back in the tackle by Goodhue. Bundiaki tackled by Taylor.
Off your feet now.
Options both sides. More players for Ireland on this left hand side. Again James Ryan gets over the gain line, and again Ireland recycle. Johnny Sexton, 12th phase. O'Mahony hit hard and hit early by Kieran Reid. Marmion to Toner. Toner with the flat pass to Ryan. Must be exhausted. It's another carry by the 22-year-old. Now Johnny Sexton. Ireland trying to wear New Zealand down. Josh van der Fleer takes the hit. Again Marmion to Cian Healy. Pounding away. Tackle after tackle being made by the visitors. Best this time. Ryan to Sexton. Kearney. Van der Fleer, the pass doesn't go to hand, and Rico Ioane trying to steal it. It went forward from him though. Knock-on advantage to Ireland. We will have our second scrum. Donald, this is just amazing stuff.
Well, it's unbelievable. I mean, the pressure that Ireland are exerting, to be fair to New Zealand, their defence has stood up most of the time, but look down on the pitch. Kieran Reid is down on his knee, Cody Taylor is down on his knee, Squire had to go off injured. You don't normally see that when you play New Zealand. It's normally the opposition players are the one spread-eagled across the ground. Ireland are hitting them with everything they have.
Wayne, is 10 seconds to 5 minutes.
Thanks, mate. That's a great 5-4.
What about this from Jacob Stockdale? Thought he'd lost it, Donald.
Yeah, he did really well. He did lose it initially, but he fought his way back, pinned his ears back. Look at the power. He's a big man. I mean, he powered through Ardi Sevilla there. Back on the ball again. Peter O'Mahony's work rate has been unbelievable. James Ryan, again, another massive half an hour of work from him. Every single player on the field is making an impact for Ireland.
The first, remember we had the
Kieran Reid
on the last one.
feeling the heat of battle. Looks like a shoulder.
So we had a clap to my
looking at the
side,
bench there, obviously. Barrett has come in place of Squire. They do have Matt Todd there as well, 30-year-old Crusaders back row. But it'll be a massive blow if Kieran Reid was to go off.
You don't see him going off injured. It's obviously a stinger. You just see them trying to get the feeling back in the shoulder.
Celebrated his 100 test win at Twickenham last weekend, the 4th All Black to manage it. 100 test caps is one thing, Donald. 100 test victories.
I know, it's phenomenal. He doesn't want to go off, you can see it. They're waiting for the power to come back in the shoulder. We just saw that glimpse of Steve Hansen. He looks worried, and I think he's every reason to be worried. The problem with New Zealand, though, Hugh, you put all this pressure into it. And as we know, as every team knows, they're never beaten until the final whistle is gone and they're in the shower and they're washing themselves. You're so susceptible to them coming back into the game.
23 of their 68 tries this year, Donald, have come in the last 20 minutes of the game.
Better when you just come away from it.
That'll tell you everything you need to know about how you have to play to the last whistle. Look at Reid. It was the tackle here. Looks like a stinger, and Peter O'Mahony went in to make that.
That's exactly what it is. It's just a little bit of a whiplash there.
Stability.
Waiting time.
Second scrum of the game.
Watch on.
35 minutes played. Nothing to separate them on the scoreboard.
But Ireland have inched it in the scrum. I mean, certainly Tadhg Furlong and Cian Healy, their work rate around the field, they're carrying. But the primary duty so far, that scrum under the sticks.
Set. Just let it stable, let it stable, let it stable.
Surely New Zealand will try and put pressure on here. That's exactly what they do. Get a little shove. It's come up on the far side. Tuinuku Afe has come right up there, but look at Ireland. On they go. Dominant in the scrum. Have you ever seen a New Zealand pack being obliterated like that at this set piece? Advantage surely. Cian Healy trying to break through the tackle of Barrett. Ball in behind from Sexton. Up it goes, and across comes Stockdale. Where's that going to bounce? Into New Zealand arms. We go back for the penalty. Ireland are tearing New Zealand apart up front.
What a scrum from Ireland. Tadhg Furlong on the tight head side just blew Tuinuku Afe out of the scrum. Watch it here, look at the bar. New Zealand come first, Ireland lock out. Tadhg Furlong getting in underneath Tuinuku Afe. And control at the back from CJ Stander. They had that penalty. That is outstanding from Ireland. And again, Johnny Sexton with that penalty advantage. What is he doing here?
He's going to the corner.
He's going to the corner.
And what about that?
5 metre line's yours.
Can they make New Zealand pay? They have hammered and hammered and hammered at that line.
Well, I tell you, Hugh, that Irish crowd in the corner, if they could, they'd get out of their seats, they'd get it behind that Irish pack, and they'd drive over the line with them.
They're going to have to settle for roaring them on as O'Mahony doesn't take it. It went backwards though, and Rory bested well to pick it up. Now Stander. So plan A doesn't go to plan. Let's go and see what they have up their sleeve here. Healy. A wall of black jerseys in front of him. Marmion to Furlong. Trying to break through the tackle again. Marmion just lost his feet as he went to the back of the ruck there. Bundyaki. Offside against New Zealand. Another penalty advantage for Ireland. Devon Toner. And with a dominant scrum like that, they might well have a go.
New advantage.
Another advantage coming. How many penalties before New Zealand are in trouble and they lose someone for 10 minutes? Ball over the top from Sexton out to Earls, trying to use his feet again. A seatbelt tackle was that high. Big hit from Metallic. We'll go back for the penalty.
Surely he has to give New Zealand a warning.
Do you want to go quickly or can I stop the watch?
He's going to warn them now. He's going to warn them.
He has to warn them. That's 7 penalties they've conceded. I'd say 5 of those 7 have been within 10 metres.
Too many penalties. You were offside and Sam on the ball. Next one goes to the bin.
Well,
Rory, you got a penalty for offside, or you got a penalty for not rolling away. Offside's about here, not rolling away's about there. It's up to you.
What about the scrum, Donald? What about a scrum option here?
Well, if you're Rory Best, he should know better than anyone. No, he's taking the points. I can understand why.
You know what I've just said?
Yeah, all I'm saying is...
Yeah, and I've said it. I've just said it to him.
Yeah, Rory Best just wondering why they're not being warned. But Hugh, to put this into context, in appalling weather conditions in Twickenham last week, New Zealand conceded 4 penalties in 80 minutes. We're now 38 minutes into the game and they've conceded 7. That is an indication of the pressure. It's now, 8 penalties, including that one. Twice as many as they conceded in 80 minutes, all as a direct consequence of the pressure that Ireland are putting on them. And surely Another penalty in this zone has to be yellow.
Johnny Sexton needs 8 points to overtake Ronan O'Gara as the top point scorer at the Aviva Stadium or Lansdowne Road, whichever you choose. This one would make it a 5-point gap, and he makes no mistake. We've got 90 seconds to play. Donnacha O'Callaghan can only applaud his testimonial dinner last night, of which you were involved.
Yeah, what a player, what a man. All the money went to UNICEF. But again, just back to the matters at hand. Devon Toner carrying into contact there, and Sam Weiler clearly off his feet, clearly slowing down the ball. That's a yellow card in my view, that close to the line.
How many times can New Zealand infringe with Ireland in that kind of attacking position without conceding a yellow card? Well, the next one, they're going to have a player in the bin. Clear instructions from Wayne Barnes. I suppose the question is, should they already have? Box kick from Marmion, not one of his better ones. Again, up there to try and challenge it is Rob Kearney. The ball squirts loose to come back. It went forward off an all-black jersey, so Ireland will get the scrum. Aaron Smith looks frustrated. New Zealand look uncomfortable out there at the moment, and Ireland are certainly on top in this game.
Yeah, they are, and the secret is, I mean, they're 63% possession, but the secret is it's the relentless pressure that they're putting on both sides of the ball. When they have the ball, they retain it through long periods. When New Zealand have the ball, their defence closes the space. Beauden Barrett is no different to any other player. When he doesn't have time and space, he can't operate.
Last minute of the first half.
Time is yours.
Thank you.
The Irish crowd will be exhausted as well. They have roared Ireland at every opportunity.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Let it stable.
The feed from Marmion. This time New Zealand get a shove on, and CJ Statner picks off the base straight into contact. Did well not to go over that touchline as well. Cian Healy picks it at the base, kicks it out. There's the 40 minutes gone, and there is the half-time whistle. Well, it's been a tale of two boots from both fly halves. Beauden Barrett against Jonathan Sexton so far. Ireland with 3 penalties to New Zealand's 2, and 3 points separating the sides. It has been a breathtaking first 40 minutes of rugby. Half-time at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland 9, New Zealand 6.